hate the homies.
What up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another episode of I Hate the Homies podcast, episode number 77. Rock Teasy's who I be.
It's your boy Griff. I'm having the most technical problems ever, and I hate the homies. 77, Lyle Alzado.
Lyle Alzado, baby.
Done deal. And for the people who don't know, he was a really big Denver Bronco before he was a Raider. How about that?
Yeah, then he was on steroids as a Raider.
Oh no, he was. Well, first of all, don't worry about our culture. And I hate the homies.
And this is your boy Super Dave. And guess what, Griff? We don't
care.
Let's get it popping, man. Of course, we got college football and NFL football recaps. We're going to talk about James Harden. Was that a smart decision for the Clippers to get James Harden? How's that working out for him up until this point?
Right.
And Tisha Campbell, we all know as Gina on the Martin Show.
Tisha Campbell.
Something about her late great father that is going to be very interesting. You know what I'm saying? We all got skeletons in our closet, or do we? Or do we not? Are we going to reveal some of our skeletons when we talk about this story? It's going to be fun right there. And what else we going to talk about, man? We got our predictions for the week for the NFL. We'll see how we did last week. And Aaron Rodgers still trying to come back. Yeah, we're going to talk about your Michigan boys, man. Aaron Rodgers is still trying to make a comeback this year. And I got some thoughts on that. I don't know if you guys do, but I got some thoughts on that. So let's stay tuned, man. Let's get it popping, man. I Hate the Homies podcast starts right now.
I hate the homies.
All right, real quick, man. What y'all do since the last time we spoke and we was on this podcast, pimping?
Oh, I was in New Jersey. I was in Patterson, New Jersey. I did this event for the police department there. Shout out to Lieutenant Sharon Easton. It was a community event. It was called the Women of Wisdom Conference. I had a great time. And Tamar Braxton, Melvin Crispell III. There was a bunch of people. I don't know if you remember the group Lean On Me or the movie Lean On Me. Well, it's actually half the people there, or more than half, was students with Mr. Clark or Principal Clark. But remember in the movie when he told them boys to sing in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Them boys' name is Riff. They grown, they still sing, and they actually sing good. So shout out to the group Riff. Griff without a G. How about that?
It's funny that you say that because we had them on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show a few years ago.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
They
So
sang the same song, and they sound dope. Like,
no, they sound amazing, dog. I was a fan. I was like, well, I ain't know.
What about you, Super Dave? Oh, you was in the gym, wasn't you?
I was in the gym, and I was also depressed, wishing that I was a fired head coach from Texas A&M, just hitting the lottery right now.
Let me tell you something. So for the people who might not understand what he's talking about, Jimbo Fisher got fired, but they still owe him $78 million. He's going to get $19 million in a couple months. Then he's going to get $7.5 million for the next 6 or 7 years.
He's straight. Hey, we in the wrong business. We in the
But
wrong.
I didn't know.
I'm going to be somebody's coordinator coach in college football.
I didn't know that coaches' salaries was guaranteed because they was putting it against like 7 or 8 coaches who got fired last year. I didn't know they salaries was guaranteed.
But nobody's ever had a contract like Jimbo Fisher where you get that kind of money. We all thought at the beginning of the season, if he didn't have a great year, he would finish out the year. And then maybe next year they get rid of him. You still lose a lot of money. But they couldn't even wait to the end of the season.
Man,
they got tired of him.
Hey,
they were sick of him.
So the booster money from Texas A&M is long. They was like, go ahead and let him go.
That's all money, man.
Which goes back to what we always say, why the NIL needed to happen, because they making crazy amount of money off these athletes. But who's the real star in this situation? Jimbo Fisher's agent or attorney or whoever negotiated that deal for him?
Yeah. That's beyond Bobby Bonilla. Well, Bobby Bonilla get like $2-3 million for infinity for the rest of his life a year. So it ain't a Bobby Bonilla contract, but that man getting 80 million. I always wondered why coaches never came back and said, you know what? I hate LSU. Every time they don't even take care of it. And I was like, oh, that's because they still get paid.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
but you're getting 80 million. You're getting 80 million because we don't want to see your face anymore on the sideline. That's what you're getting right now. That's how bad of a coach he was at Texas A&M.
Hilarious.
And you got to look at A&M side. I mean, they were the dumb ones in this, giving him that kind of a contract, which he could have asked for because you won a national championship at Florida State. LSU wanted this guy, and he probably put LSU and Texas A&M against each other to make that kind of money. But they paid that kind of money to this guy, thinking they were going to be in the same line of trying to get a national championship. And over the last 5 or 6 years, he couldn't get it done. He couldn't. He only beat Alabama. How many times he beat Alabama? One time.
You both know everybody loved his daddy. And through nepotism, they was hoping that some of that, because I'm not a hater of Mike Shanahan, a football genius. And his son is sweet too.
Kyle is dope too.
49ers. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you something I ain't never even told nobody. Even though I'm a Raider fan and I hate the Broncos, I used to play with Shanahan's playbook because Mike Shanahan believed 50-50, run and pass. That's how you play football.
And let's not forget about Wade Phillips. His father was Bum Phillips back in the day.
Right.
Head coach for the Oilers and the Saints.
But look at all the money. We're talking about 80 million just going to Jimbo Fisher to 2031, something like that, where he gets all his
next
money.
6-7 years, that dude's gonna get a check.
But hold on.
And he's gonna get a job next September. He's gonna get a job.
But then you got to pay his staff that you're getting rid of. So they're almost paying off maybe $100 million.
So this dude gonna be getting
$100 million to give him and his staff.
You're right, Griff. He's gonna get another job. So he's gonna have that new contract, plus still getting paid from this contract. Yo, he's like, it doesn't matter if he wins or loses,
because he won.
Whoever he gets a job with is gonna be another guaranteed contract. So however long that lasts, he's straight.
And what did you do over the weekend, Rod?
Go ahead. Well, we're going through the story. Hold on. The AD was like we were stuck in neutral. That's the way they saw this whole thing. And then they're seeing what's going on now in the SEC next season. Who's coming to the SEC? Texas, the biggest rival. We've been missing this rival since Texas A&M left the Big 12.
Yeah.
Now you get that big rival back because Texas A&M has always been a little sister to Texas. They always wanted to be Texas. And now Texas is winning now. They got to come up. We're not talking about Alabama. We're not talking about Georgia. They just want to beat Texas right now.
Yep.
There it is.
Money is there. They're still going to have enough money to pay somebody else. And the coaching tree is getting bigger and bigger from what I'm hearing. They want Dan Lanning from Oregon. That's who they're looking at.
He ain't leaving. Oregon.
He's not leaving. They're going to give him the house, dog.
Yeah, he's straight. He's straight.
You don't think he'll leave?
But the problem is what's going to happen to the Pac. His only thought process must be, I don't want to be in the Pac-4 and then have to play for some independent USA.
Well, they're going to they should be going to the Big Ten.
Nah, UCLA and USC.
And it's 2 more teams going to they should
I think Oregon is leaving. I think Oregon's leaving as well.
Oregon is they've been
Got to the Big Ten though.
No, it was
I'll double check, but I would have remembered that because
and it was what was the other conference? Yeah, look that up so we can be accurate on that.
Well, you know what, Dave? I take that back. The Ducks will officially join the Big Ten Conference and play 5 league games at their stadium in the inaugural season. They'll join Maryland, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Washington in 2024. We'll go on the road to Michigan, Purdue, UCLA, and Wisconsin.
Big Ten about to be lit.
The Big Ten about to be different. I ain't know Oregon.
Don't be surprised by this with the Dan Lanning, and they also looking at the guy at Washington now, the head coach for Washington.
Yes, sir. As they should.
Yeah, as they should. But with him at Oregon, Dan Lanning at Oregon, who was the defensive coordinator for who? For the Georgia Bulldogs when they won a national championship.
Yeah, that's
Where does his ties lie? Where does his recruiting lie? SEC. Thank you. And who has a lot of money right now? Even though they paid $100 million to get rid of that staff and Jimbo Fisher, they still got oil money.
SEC ain't broke, baby.
Okay, then.
Believe that.
Hey, Lanning ain't going nowhere. He gonna be in Oregon for the next few years at least.
Yeah, they're gonna take care of him. That's them to let him go because all he can do is go up.
Indeed, man.
Remember what y'all saying now. Who has the better league? SEC or Big Ten?
I mean, better is strong, but who has the most competitive and where all the money is? The SEC for sure.
When you look at schools, Texas A&M, you're looking at Oregon right now, but A&M or Oregon. A&M still has the bigger name than Oregon. A&M just ain't won the last 6 years.
In Texas, they do.
Well, I mean, there's something to that because A&M had the #1 recruiting class last year in 2022.
Then. Don't tell me that that's a possibility. He may be going to Texas A&M. The option is there.
No, he's staying in Oregon. He's staying in Oregon, bro.
I don't think.
Why? Why is he gonna stay in Oregon?
Why not? Look what he's building over there. And they're gonna give him the house.
Coaches do that.
They're gonna give him the house.
But even you just said with them coming to the Big Ten, now he got a whole different. He ain't got to worry about just Hawaii and California recruits now.
Man, he gonna be able to do whatever he wants and charge how much he wants for his contract. Remember with Oregon, his extended contract extension.
I'm gonna quote you.
It's two coaches that they're looking at right now: Washington's coach and Dan Lanning at Oregon.
Dan ain't going nowhere.
Okay,
Dan ain't going nowhere. And why are you playing with that round ball by your mouth, sir?
Yeah, if you wanted something.
I'm just saying.
If you wanted something in your mouth, just let us know.
And why are you holding it like that, man?
So gentle. Grab it like you mean it.
Don't twist. No, don't twist.
Oh man, don't twist. Yeah, don't twist.
Are 9
violating all kind of man laws, dog.
You on the show with us. You act just like us. Don't act like we're doing something different.
Who changed?
Yeah, I would have let you had it if you would have.
When Rock Mike tip is right next to his mouth, well, who was the first one to notice that?
Okay.
Okay then.
And now let me swap out the ball and put on this
put on that shaft.
Oh, childish.
So while Griff is putting his shaft on, we're gonna get into, and let me shout out real fast my daughter's Lyric and Harmony. Actually, we went to Harvard to watch our daughter Harmony open up her season. Then we went to Russ College, another one of our fine HBCUs.
Where's that at?
That's in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Okay.
Holly Springs, Mississippi. It's not too far from Memphis, Tennessee. But our oldest daughter, Harmony, Lyric, got their conference championship rings, and they opened up their first home season, a home game. Good. So we was out there at Russ College. It was also their homecoming, so it was lit on the yard. Big up to Russ College and everybody out there, the Divine Nine.
Did they win?
Yes, they won. They blew out the team. They blew out the squad they played. So there it is. All right, so let's get it popping, man. We're gonna start off. I guess we can keep it going with college football since we started off there.
Let's take it to Michigan now. Let's take it to the guy that's combing his beard right now that has the Michigan hat on that just beat Penn State over the weekend. And they set football back 20 to 40 years watching that football game. What a damn pass thrown in that football game. Neither quarterback reached 100 yards.
Let's talk about the controversy that led up to the game. Number one, it was technically our only big game on the season. That's why we number 3, because we ain't played nobody. I'll go ahead and say that out loud.
But when I said that 2 weeks ago, what did you
do? I told you.
Oh my
you're
God.
Right. I said you're right. We haven't played. We ain't played nobody. Okay. We ain't played nobody. Penn State was going to be our first play somebody. The day before, the NCAA suspends Harbaugh again. Well, here's what's funny. They like, we didn't suspend you the first time. You suspended yourself.
Michigan
don't count.
Yeah, that
don't count. So we're going to suspend you to the end of the season, or should I say after y'all beat Ohio State, then you can come back and play in the Big Ten championships.
Hold on before you. Did they actually say that that's the first part of the middle?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
as the commissioner. That's what I'm saying. Y'all just beat Ohio State, and then Jim can come back now.
Hey, I kind of like the whole suspension because it gave the brother an opportunity to coach on them sidelines. He got a little emotional after the game.
Oh no, he got hella emotional.
We gotta play the audio. We gotta play this audio.
That joke, hey, I love it. But that just puts another brother in the spotlight as a coach.
But he coached the first 4 games.
Huh?
Remember, Harbaugh suspended himself for the first 4 games. That was the same coach.
Absolutely. So he just putting himself. Harbaugh is setting this dude up to go get a head coaching job somewhere.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about the whole situation.
Let's listen to the clip.
Penn State. Oh, okay.
So Super Day want to make fun of him crying. That's all that is, man.
Well, he was crying and cussing the whole time. As you can hear him.
I don't understand this,
I gotta put in here. He was crying and cussing. I was like, that dude he ain't talked on TV before. He was crying and cussing a gang of times. But again,
you start off by thanking the Lord, and you come behind that with 3 or 4.
Not 3 or 4, like 9 or 11. You hear all them beeps I had to put in there, dog? That's a lot. It was a tough game mentally. Penn State, first of all, we just stuck it down their neck. They never had nobody rush more than 62 yards on them every game. So we just ran on them. Number one, their quarterback looked horrible the whole time, but in his defense, ours did too. He wasn't out there.
Thank you.
Okay. He wasn't out there doing nothing special, but we did beat number 11 as number 3. And not really tripping off Maryland, I think, this week or something. It's Ohio State, 2 weeks, dog.
Look, man, there's something to say. I know we like the high, fast-paced balls flying across the field.
Gotta slow it down, dog.
But there's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned dog-nose, run the ball right up your doggone snout type of game. It's not as exciting, but you know what? That's what football started years ago.
Army Navy in the rain. That's what it is, though.
Hey, watching the Army Navy game is so boring, but for some strange reason, I'll be watching it.
Rock, did you watch the game? Yes or no?
Yeah, I watched about half of the game.
And you don't think it set football back 30 years?
You watched the whole game?
For me?
Yeah.
Man, it was like pulling teeth. Yes, it was horrible. It was the worst game I've seen.
It was an ugly game to watch.
It was ugly. No passing attack at all.
It wasn't ugly as that. It wasn't ugly as that Monday Night Football game yesterday with the Bad News Bears Bills and Sierra husband. That game was ugly.
Well, no,
better than Penn State, Michigan, though.
They still scored points. Don't try to sugarcoat this, man.
Man, a win is a win. That's what I'm standing on. Next team. Who else lost?
You know what?
Yeah.
They are a fraudulent. What? I don't know where y'all going to be at because we're doing the show right now on Tuesday. Tuesday night. That's when the football committee.
I believe realistically, because everybody else plays some punk games. I don't think we'll change. If anything, Georgia should
never. Georgia, the way Georgia beat Ole Miss, and I know Georgia had their games this year, but they're the number 1 team. Period.
That's why I think that would change, but we're not going to change.
Yeah,
I don't think the top 5 would change.
They're the champions, and to me, they never should have been placed out of the number 1 spot.
But we like Ohio State number 1. Keep them there. Don't lose, Buckeyes. We like you right there. And then Thanksgiving, you're going to feel like Penn State felt this week.
There's only one big team that's in that top 4 that's not a fraud, and it's not Ohio State. It is the Michigan Wolverines. We're going to find out in a couple of weeks.
You have my $100. When you have my $100.
Remember this, Rock. Remember all what
you have my $100.
Because when I brought this up,
I think y'all should bump that up to at least $200-300.
Nope, because I don't even gamble. But what you a instigator, Rock.
Thank you.
You try to suck us in real quick.
I was going for it. Well, we talked about Georgia. Georgia beating Ole Miss. They beat the crap out of Ole Miss. That was another guy that's on the coaching tree that may be going to Texas A&M that they may be looking at. Lane Kiffin with Ole Miss. He may be on that chopper block.
Lane Kiffin stay on. That's why Lane Kiffin don't say nothing about getting fired because he keep getting money too. He
And
probably still getting.
I think he's
Tennessee
overrated.
money.
I think he's overrated. I don't think he's in that top tier of coaches right now. I think Dan Lannon is, but I don't think Lane is. But
when you come from being one of Nick Saban's coaches at one point in time, you know, you're just kind of, you automatically get put into this a great coach category.
Exactly.
Just because. And don't get me wrong, you know, some have success, but you know, at the end of the day, everything's gonna calm back down to normal, and you're gonna become just another regular coach.
well,
the Oregon beating USC, that ain't no big deal. I mean, USC, it is what it is. They started off at the beginning of the year, a bunch of hype. We all was kind of hyping them up as well, but by week 3, we realized that USC was just another regular team.
That Oklahoma State game.
Oh wow.
45-3.
How does Oklahoma State beat Oklahoma the week before, and then you can't even get in the end zone
and get half 100 put on you by the University of Central Florida?
The game was over in the first half. It was a downpour. They were in Florida. It was a downpour where they were playing, and Oklahoma State just wasn't used to it. I mean, Florida is. UCF was, but Oklahoma State looked bad in that game.
Come on.
That ain't no excuse.
Come on.
I'm not making an excuse for it. Tell me what happened in the game.
45-3, though, dog. That's complete domination. They did not, that week for practice, they wasn't saying, we probably going to lose to UCF. What are they, the Knights? Ain't they the GOAT? Some Knights? Or who went there? Dante Culpepper?
It was the opposite. They were treating them like, oh yeah, we got this. This is gonna be our cruise week. That's why you can never take nobody lightly, because anybody can be beaten on any given day, and they proved it.
And the one team that maybe the only team that can beat Georgia, and they'll see them in the SEC championship game, is Alabama. You see what Jalen Milroe did to Kentucky?
Yeah,
he had first player in history at Alabama playing quarterback to score 3 touchdowns, throwing the ball, and 3 rushing the ball. 6 touchdowns in the game.
What's his name had that kind of game too? Dude from LSU.
He had over 600 yards in that game, man.
603.
Daniels.
No, it's getting real fun and interesting as we get down to the
2
last
weeks away. You know, we 2 weeks away.
Before we leave for college football, who's your top 4 right now? Before the committee make their announcement later on this evening, who's your top 4?
I like the 4 they got. I like Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, and Washington. I don't think
you got them in that order. You got Michigan number 1.
Oh no, I'm just saying I like them 4. Like I like the 4.
Well, they got Florida State at 4. They don't have Washington. Washington's 5.
Yeah,
right now.
I think Washington should be.
Yeah, Washington move up.
Washington is my 4.
That's my 4. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Washington. And I'm not so sure. I mean, you got to keep Florida State at number 5 because they haven't lost, right?
No, they're undefeated. Yeah.
You got to keep. I mean, maybe that's the argument. If they're undefeated, you keep them 4 because they are undefeated, and Washington's undefeated too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Washington and Florida State should flip flop.
But then all these teams will play each other in a championship game
in a week.
It won't matter.
Right.
And the championship game for the Big Ten, even though they do have another championship game, will be next week when Michigan plays Ohio State. You have
no. It's normally like that December 1st.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, but the meaningful game.
Oh, for the whole thing, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll know exactly. One of these teams won't be in the top 4 out of Michigan and Oregon. I mean, Ohio State or the Buckeyes.
Real quick, does Tennessee have a
Ohio
chance
State lose and they just move them down? But see, and here go the problem. If Ohio State lose to Michigan, which they are, by the way, Dave, after they lose, do they just fall a couple? Because now you got to move. So if Ohio State lose, Georgia definitely number 1. Michigan should definitely be number 2. But do Ohio State get to skeet in there and be number 4 still?
Yep.
See?
Yep.
See?
If Ohio State loses, they'll go to number 4. Michigan will move up. If Michigan loses, they're out.
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong there, because I think the one thing that Texas has on their side right now is the big win over Alabama. And with that one loss to, if Michigan lose, I mean, if Ohio State loses to Michigan, Michigan played a soft schedule. And they played anybody to the end, which is Ohio State.
Okay, that's
Ohio State didn't play anybody really. But they played Notre Dame, but Notre Dame is dropping in the polls. So that was the big problem for them. So right now, Texas has the best shot to move in that top 4. And I'm not a Texas fan, so I'm not pulling for them.
I know, but Texas got a loss. I'm saying if Washington win and Florida State win, they'll be 12-0. Everybody will be 12-0, except whoever lose.
Yeah.
And you think Texas still need to be in the top 4?
No, those are your 4 teams. You're talking about undefeated. I ain't know what you're talking about. I was talking about the Buckeyes. If they were,
if they lose,
the Buckeyes would be number 4. And I'm saying they would drop out the top 4. They wouldn't be in the top 4 anymore.
I don't know. Somebody love them.
I think Ohio State stays in the top 4, even if they lose against Michigan and they have that one loss.
They love them in the committee, dog. I'm sorry.
They love the money in the committee. It's the money. Who can bring in who can bring in all the people when you talking about a bowl game? It's about money at the end.
Let's get into let's switch it up a little bit, man. Let's get into talk about this Tisha Campbell and her late great father and the porn collection that he had. The P word.
Did he? I didn't hear this story. That's awesome.
What? All right, so Tisha Campbell, we all know her as Gina, superstar actress, vocalist. Her late father recently passed away. Rest in peace, rest in heaven to Mr. Campbell. And he refused to let Tisha and her family throw away his DVD player that, before he passed away. There was some videos showing that how come you won't throw some of this old stuff away? And he just refused to let him throw that away.
The TV is old. It's the old TV, the big back with the DVD player and the
VCR hooked up to it.
VCR, DVD, all that together. So he like, no, I'm keeping that, And so she discovered after going to his house, cleaning everything up, getting ready to figure out what they're going to do and sell the house and all that, and found a large collection of porn DVDs at his house. And she made a video about it, and here it is. So we'll come back from the video.
What'd she say in the video?
How she cracked jokes. She joked around about
funny.
it.
Okay,
yeah, like why her daddy got to be the one with his nasty, all that stuff. So
okay,
we'll come back and talk about it. I mean, hey, everybody got some skeletons. You know what I'm saying? And this
obviously that wasn't a skeleton, dog. Everybody does not have a large, unless you Ron Jeremy.
Hey,
and the only reason I know that name is because Super Dave just texted that to
me. But can you imagine Tisha walking into there and finding this big old collection of porn that her dad, like, obviously put many hours in watching? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but the cool thing is, man,
you're not always with a woman, and sometimes you got to take care of yourself. You got to do something.
I have no problem with it. It is what it is.
I mean, again, we're sitting there laughing at what Tisha said, but the bottom line is, how did you get here? You got here by what? He was probably watching porn.
The meat missile.
When he was hammering your mama, he's probably watching porn, and you got here.
Choking that chicken.
Yeah. Come
on.
Yeah.
Why you being quiet, Griff? You know you got that stash.
Oh, my daddy, I think I was probably an 8th grader, and my daddy, I accidentally left the video in the VCR when he had company on Mondays. He played spades and dominoes with his homeboys. The way they joned me out, dog. The way they joned me out, at some point I was like, I think I'm dead. Am I dead? I might be dead. Like they was like, okay, young man, we see you out here choking her. Like they was murdering me, dog. And I just was like, but on that day I learned from grown men, it's okay to watch porn. It's fine. Just don't leave the tape in when everybody got a tape. Greatest American Hero and stuff like that.
I gotta share this story at one of my homies.
What?
Huh?
What you about to say, Rock? What you about
Oh,
to
I gotta
say?
share this story about one of my homies, man. Is if any kids is watching this portion of the podcast, this is where you kind of hit the pause button. I'm gonna keep it as clean as possible, but it's a funny story.
Mm-hmm.
So he's told me a story about when he got caught watching porn by his mom.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing video games, and he had it in his room, doors closed, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And he normally locks his door when he's in his room playing his video games and stuff, because his mom always barges in on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he started watching some porn. And he got so caught up in the porn, he ended up dozing off and falling asleep after he watched porn, right?
Oh, after he relieved himself.
Yeah, he relieved himself. And he fell asleep. And his mom barged in. His door wasn't locked. Mom barged in and caught him, and his hand was still, holding the chicken.
Holding the softness. He was
holding the sausage.
Holding the softness.
His mother was like, "You been eating donuts in here? All this glaze on the floor."
Man.
Oh, man. That's got to be embarrassing when your mama catch you, man.
I mean, don't act like, I'm not saying porn is the right way to go. I've watched porn. I think my wife has destroyed porn for me. I know what you guys saying. You don't have a wife, blah, blah, blah. We can get into that later, blah, blah. Forget it. But
she destroyed it. What do you mean?
Because whenever we did watch it way back in the day, she said, "So where's the plot to this?" I'm like,
"Oh yeah, when women say, 'Oh, I want to sit and watch porn with you,' man, don't fall for it. It's a setup.
Do not fall for that.
They're doing two things. Number one, they want to see how nasty you are. That's number one. Then number two, they want to see what kind of nasty you like. So they already, man, I'm just telling you, because I already know what your wife did. You like that? You be like, no. I was just looking at it.
You better not agree with that, because they're gonna be like, well, who you sleeping with on the side? Where you get that? Where you learn how to do all that? Because you don't do that with me.
Oh, so you like double twisted.
But you can't get addicted to it. Now, we've heard some stories about people getting addicted to it.
Now, yeah, I don't have an addictive spirit for anything, but yeah, I read all the stories about dudes who lost everything because they on their computer. Remember when they moved from DVDs and then they went online? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
you got to pay for another porn video?
Oh,
yeah, you had to go to that.
I remember Cinemax After Dark. Cinemax After Dark, doggone it.
Oh, man. Cinemax After Dark, yes.
What?
Every now and then, you could see a boob when you was a kid, because remember, it was scrambled. So it was
Black
scrambled,
Emmanuel.
but you could hear the music, and it was scrambled. But every now and then, it would go, breast. And then it was scrambled again.
And the music.
Now,
the music.
if all of us passed away, and your kids were going through your stuff, what's the one thing that you think, oh my God, I shouldn't leave this behind?
You rolling over in your grave like, dang it, I forgot to hide it.
What's the one thing?
Man, I gotta think about that day, because there's nothing that's just popping up right now.
You don't have a secret stash of money anywhere or anything like that?
Not saying nothing.
But that ain't embarrassing. If there was a secret stash of money found, that ain't embarrassing. I'm talking about something that would be embarrassing. I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, burn me up when I die anyway. I want to be cremated, but
I ain't got nothing.
Whatever you find, you keep. No, but I ain't got no. I don't have no. I'm not hiding money under the mattress and nothing like that. What I can really say, and I told my sons all the time, man. Hey, man, one thing about your daddy. I had a lot of female friends. I had a lot of acquaintances. You know what I'm saying? So I know the difference, and I know a triple OG. How about that?
Something tells me that Dave asked that question for a reason, because
he's hiding. Well, he probably got a Prince doll dressed like him.
No, maybe his name Super Dave derived from him being like a porn star or a stripper back in the day or something.
I'm sure he got that little toy with the naked man and the girl that you move, and it just goes
No, I used to. I had a secret stash of porn.
Man, I got porn on the fire stick. Next story.
Now, exactly. Now it's different now. I
had that. I forgot it was on there. My grandson was like, "What's this? What's XXX,
Hey,
Grandpa?"
I was doing the same thing.
I was like, "Hold on!"
Yeah. And he got the XXX. And like, what's that mean? I'm like, oh, you see the Triple X movie with Dom, with your boy.
Dog, I said the same thing, dog. You ain't see that car movie? Everybody's Ice Cube.
Everybody seen Triple X, man. You know? Ice Cube was in the second one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. All right, man. So let's get into the NFL, man. We're gonna reveal our picks from last week. We're gonna talk about the featured games, and we're gonna do our picks for this week. All right, so let's start off with our picks from last week. I believe Super Dave won this week, huh? He got what, 9?
He got 9. He had a good week, but I'm gonna tell you the one that put him over. It was that Monday Night Football.
I told y'all, man.
Sierra Husband, dog.
Sierra Husband is playing some pretty good football now. Sean Payton got him going in the right direction.
He called it.
You called that one. So we both had
what Sierra Husband is not what he's not doing. He's not turning the ball over. That's the big issue. And you watch that game against Josh Allen, who turned the ball over. Josh had 2 picks in that game.
Josh need to be ashamed of himself.
And Josh is having a horrible season.
I told y'all, don't believe in them Buffalo Bills. I told you that.
He disappointing me, man, because I had Josh up here as one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
But Rock, they had their window 2 years ago. They blew it. When they had Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, that was their shot to get to the Super Bowl. They couldn't do it.
And quietly, the Broncos have won 3 in a row, guys.
I'm telling you, man. And their defense is playing pretty good football.
Hey, can we shout out the Houston Texans and their coach and their quarterback?
Oh my God!
What a combination! And guess what? Maybe y'all don't win because you got Indianapolis and Jacksonville and the Titans. You definitely better than Maybe they don't win the division. Maybe they don't win nothing this year. But going forward, them boys is a problem.
Grip, hold on. They may win this year. That division's there for the taking.
Yeah, what you saying is between Jacksonville and them? Yeah, they only got to come in second.
Yeah, and they already beat Jacksonville once. They beat them already this season.
That was a big win. That was a big win.
Yeah, hey.
TJ Stroud right now, they put him in the MVP conversation right now. I'm not saying he's the MVP, but he's in that conversation. You see the numbers over the last
year?
Huh?
Rookie of the year, though?
Oh, yeah.
Probably rookie of the year, but I'm saying MVP of the league.
Who else playing better than him? Rookie of the year. Rookie.
Nobody.
Yeah, okay. The numbers he's putting up right now, and they're winning.
The only rookie of the year that was even talking about was the youngin, the running back, Bijan for Atlanta.
But Atlanta's thinking. So, and they're in a bad division too.
No, CJ got an opportunity to really turn this doggone season around for Houston and finish strong because he had 2 back-to-back freaking super weeks. Yeah. And that just lifts your confidence, man. That boosts your confidence as a young player saying, oh, okay. And now he's going to shift back into college, his college mindset when he knew he was the man.
And so he's now with a quarterback because I'm talking about the 2 guys that played for the Cowboys last year, Noah Brown and Schultz. Are now with the Houston Texans. They finally got a real quarterback, and they're putting up Noah Brown out of nowhere, putting up numbers. The game last week.
Yeah, that's disrespectful, dog. You a disrespectful Cowboys fan. Don't even say nothing, dog. He's so disrespectful. Where's a flag? I know.
Yeah.
I need a flag.
Here's a yellow highlighter right here.
Flag with an
L. Come on, man. You just lost your dog. Yeah, give him the pom-pom. Like, he needs the pom-pom.
There goes something red, dog. Hold on. There go.
Okay,
let me put a rubber band on the top of this and make that little flag, dog.
No, give him the pom-pom, for real.
Putting up incredible numbers right now with the Houston Texans. And the Cowboys probably...
I'm happy for Texan fans because their fan base is awful, number one. Let's just say that. But I'm happy for the city. Houston is a dope city. And when you so used to rooting for the Rockets and the Astros, it's kind of cool that the football team is back on the map.
And let's stay right there in Houston real fast because I think we wrote this dude out, but he's slowly but surely kind of coming back into his old form, and that's Watson, the quarterback for Cleveland Browns. He got the Browns. They rolling. I mean, their defense is strong, but man, they just beat the Ravens.
Rock,
And
when you asked me last week, you said, because you picked, who did you pick?
I picked the Ravens to win that game.
And I picked Cleveland. You said, you going with Cleveland? I said, because Cleveland's defense. Cleveland defense made plays. They made plays in that football game.
They got some dogs in that defense, boy.
I'm telling you, they got some dogs, man. Do not count the Browns out right now. It's not just Deshaun Watson. They have a pretty good defense.
Deshaun Watson, for the first time this year,
but he's hurt again.
Looked like his old self, like
but
for real.
Hurt again. He hurt his ankle toward the end of the game.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's the Deshaun Watson that the Texans know.
Yes, that's what. So no, don't put him up there yet. It's their defense.
No, but even the commentators were saying this is starting to look like the guy they gave all that money to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to give props where you give it. Like, okay, he maybe his career ain't over. Maybe he can get past, because he's still hearing it in the stands. Them hecklers are still on him with the massage therapist.
I forgot OBJ played for the Ravens till he scored. When he scored, I said, I'm about to have to hear it from Super Dave, because Super Dave was the one that was saying, and don't forget Odell Beckham. Man, ain't nobody tripping off of Odell. Well, first of all, he outran everybody on a slant. So it looked like he back to where he was. I ain't mad at him.
He ain't never lost nothing.
The Ravens were playing pretty good football. They just ran up against the Browns.
Yeah, they fell apart at the end. Miles, that giant 99 overall man that they got.
I'm not gonna waste our time with the Cowboys. We'll do our picks in a minute, but I'm gonna waste our time with the Cowboys. They played the Giants. We all knew they were gonna win that game. The Cowboys racked up over 600 yards in that football game. The Giants had 172 total yards in that football game. Not impressed with the Giants at all. They're looking for trying to get that number 1 pick. They're gonna tank it now, because they
right now in college. Who's the number 1 pick?
Oh, Caleb Williams still. If you're a smart GM, you still go with Caleb Williams. I know he cried to his mama a couple of weeks ago.
He not gonna leave college, dog.
Oh, he's leaving college. Money is there.
He ain't gonna be the number 1 pick. First of all, okay, you say Caleb. Rock?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm convinced on Caleb yet. I like him, but I don't know if I'm all the way convinced.
But who though? Like, because it ain't the only one I know that's an ignorant monkey right now is Marvin Harrison Jr., dog.
He could go number 1.
He could go
number 1. He could go number 1, but a quarterback will probably take it right now. He'll probably go number 2. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the real deal.
And I wouldn't even put Penix number 1 or 2 either. From Washington.
No, he can't. No.
He'll drop. He'll get selected, but he'll drop.
Is he a senior?
Yeah, right.
Who is that?
Penix, quarterback from Washington.
Yeah, so he'll come out. So he'll be in the mix too.
So, I mean,
the Cowboys. I'm impressed with the win, but I'm not overly impressed, because just like when I can talk about Michigan, about the Wolverines, we're gonna judge. The Cowboy fans are gonna judge you by what you do against the better teams, against Philly, against the 49ers, and what you do in the playoffs.
That's a win in the division, dog. That's how y'all.
It's a win. No, it's a win. But you have some Cowboy fans that go overboard, and they see a game like that.
You're going overboard right now, because you just started off this conversation. I don't want to spend much time talking about the Cowboys, but you're spending a lot of time talking about the Cowboys.
I can dissect the damn game for you.
They were supposed to beat the freaking Giants by 35, 40
I can dissect the damn game. You may not. You didn't even watch the damn game.
I sure didn't, because I knew that was going to be a boo-boo game. But I did watch my Detroit Lions. I did watch my Lions. Hand it to the Chargers. I watched my Lions. Hand it to the Chargers.
That was some good big on big, dog.
Come on, son.
Straight up. I watched that whole game.
The Cowboys may have to come through Detroit this year, son.
I guess he's talking to you, bro.
I ain't in the NFC, dog.
You yellow shirt guy.
Treat your little Lions because they ain't been in the playoffs. Now the sad part
Cowboys may have to come through to Detroit this year, dog.
The scary part is the last time they won a playoff game was 1991 against who?
Don't matter.
No,
we're talking about right now. We talking about
has it been 1991?
They played the Cowboys.
We talking about right now.
And y'all gonna lose right now. The last time we played y'all, we beat y'all. Tony Romo, you remember that? Tony Romo.
Man, why you one of them dudes? Last time this, last time that, last time this.
Tony Romo wasn't the
last time gonna do right now. Last time ain't gonna do nothing for you right now.
In 1991?
Not in 1991. I'm saying the last time the Cowboys beat them.
Oh, okay.
It was a few years ago when the Cowboys when Romo was.
But before y'all have a heart attack, let's get into these picks this week. Though.
Let's go. Let's get it popping.
What are they, Dave?
First of all, it's a better Thursday night game with the Bengals and the Ravens. Both of them need a win after coming off loss. Because the Thursday night games have been awful.
Horrible.
Ooh, that's a good game. Bengals and Ravens at Ravens, right?
At the Ravens.
I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm going with the Bengals.
Man. Woo. I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore at home, man.
Okay. On Sunday, Steelers at the Browns.
Give me the Browns.
The Steelers ain't special right now, dog. But you just said Deshaun Watson is injured.
Yeah.
Dog, give me the Steelers, dog.
That's a good point. If Deshaun plays, I'm going with the Browns.
No, you cannot make the pick. Just make a pick.
Do we know if Deshaun's playing or not? What you mean pick the pick?
I just need some information. Just go.
You just said that he got hurt at the end.
Yeah,
if he played or not. Basically, they not letting him get a lot of reps in practice. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. I'll go with the Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. You got to be happy with what Omar Epps is doing right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
6-3.
6-3.
Who is Omar Epps, their head coach, dog?
Yep. Mike Tomlin.
Shout out to the Love Jones Steelers.
I wish my Cowboys were like that. They no matter what, they find a way to win. They play regular football, but they find a way to win.
Ugly, dog. Ugly.
Okay, the Cardinals at the Texans. Give me the Texans.
I don't know. Kyler Murray came back with a vengeance.
You see that last play he had?
Woo-wee.
Where he ran around the field?
I think Arizona gonna get him.
Okay, so we both got Houston. You got AZ. All right.
The Titans at the Jags. Give me the Jags.
Jags.
That was easy.
Yep.
This one's easy too. The Raiders at the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins.
Raiders.
Y'all ain't played nobody, but I like it.
Yeah, and y'all about to see. It's a new spirit over there, dog.
You can't pick with your heart, Griff. You can't pick with your heart, Griff.
I'm not picking with my heart.
Y'all ain't playing nobody.
I'm picking with my rib cage, my lungs, my kidney.
Rock, they beat the Giants and the Jets. That's Antonio Pierce 2 wins. The next 4 games are going to be tough for him because Denver's in that mix too, and Kansas City.
Miami finna blow out the doggone Raiders. Next game.
Look at him. Look at Griff. Look at Griff. He can't say anything. I know you can't. The Cowboys at the Panthers. This is easy.
Cowboys.
I hope the Panthers win, but I got Dallas.
Who you going with? You said you hope the Cowboys. Who you say?
I got Dallas.
Okay. The Bears at the Lions. Give me the Lions.
Lions.
Ooh.
The
Bears don't even really want that smoke, dog.
No, it's gonna be the Lions.
And that's a huge division game for them.
It's gonna be the Lions versus the Panda Bears.
Okay. All right. Chargers at the Packers.
Chargers. Yeah.
The Giants at the Commandos.
Oh, Washington.
Giants are bad.
I'm gonna go with the Giants, dog.
My God. Yeah. Who's their quarterback?
They're not gonna keep losing like that, though. Washington ain't that fresh, even though that quarterback I think is in the top 3 of passing.
Because he has to. They have no running game. Give me Washington. Give me Washington.
All right.
The Bucks at the 49ers. Give me the 49ers.
49ers.
Me too.
This one's interesting. The Jets at the Bills. Bills coming off the loss on Monday night again.
Bills gonna blow them out, dog. They gonna, because remember what they did after they lost the next game, whoever they played next, they took it all out on, dog. I got Buffalo.
Man, I'm a fan of the Jets and the way they've been playing these low scoring games and just keeping their team in. They stay in them games, man.
Zach Wilson has to make
blah blah. Who you got?
I'm calling Jets upset because they're gonna turn because Josh Allen's turning the ball over
That's
too
2
much.
weeks in a row that you've been with the Jets. Last week they lost. Who you got, dog?
I just heard what you said. I was gonna go with the Jets, and then I was gonna change my mind. Give me the Jets. I'm sticking with the Jets.
Okay.
I don't trust Josh Allen. Seahawks at the Rams.
Rams.
Is the Rams still playing?
Give me the Seahawks.
Rams.
I want Geno too, dog.
This is a good one right here. Josh Dobbs and the Vikings. Josh has won 2 straight.
Josh on one right now, dog.
Against the Broncos. They're playing in Denver. Minnesota's won 4 or 5 straight. But 2 straight with Josh Dobbs.
I'll take the Vikings. They do this every year.
Yeah, but this is not Kirk Cousins. They might be for real this time. I ain't saying for real a Super Bowl contender, but they're in the mix in the NFC side.
I'll take Minnesota. I'll take that.
Give me the Broncos.
I was gonna say, dog, let me get Sierra husband, dog.
And then this great Monday night game, the Eagles at the Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch.
Man, it's hard to pick the Chiefs. It's hard to pick against the Chiefs at home.
Trust me, dog. I've been to Arrowhead 5 times, and the Raiders is 0-5, dog. It's a horrible. Let me tell you something. I don't even want to go for a minute because I'm sick of losing. Like, I got the Chiefs, dog.
Give me the Kansas City Swifties.
I'll take the Swifties too.
Chiefs. All of us across the board. All right.
There
one
it is.
quick note, we got the NFL picks out the way, but one quick note, just to touch on this, because we brought this up a few weeks ago when they made the trade for James Harden. Just a quick note. The Clippers are 0-4 with James Harden playing in the game. 0-4. Philadelphia is winning right now, and the Brooklyn Nets are winning, and the Houston Rockets are winning.
Hey,
I told you guys that. I told you.
I got one thing to say about James Harden. His last name is no longer Harden. It's Soften.
I told you.
I got one thing to say about James Harden, too. He's rich.
He's rich.
His agent gets him options, dog.
But this is
I'm a fan of his staff.
This is his last stop.
Hey, look, man.
Did you I love when he signed with the Clippers and he had his press conference and he said what happened in Philadelphia. They're trying to make him part of a system, and he said he is the system. You're seeing the system play out right now.
Look.
The system sang that song. Don't disturb this groove.
Look, I love James Harden. He will go down as one of the greatest players of all time. But I do believe this is the downfall of Harden. And you can't take nothing away from what he did in his whole career.
I don't think he's in shape, Rock.
But
like,
right now,
I don't think he's loving basketball like a dude that
he going through the motions.
James Harden been sweet our whole life.
He's going through the motions.
Weird to see him play like this.
Definitely going through the motions.
The Clippers are getting what they deserve. You go after a fool like they did. I told them 2 weeks ago what he did in Philadelphia, what he did with Houston, what he did with the Nets. He's the cancer in your locker room, and it's showing right now. Philadelphia is the top team in the Eastern Conference right now. They're happy. They're playing basketball again.
Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, one of them, if not both of them, are going to go to upper management and say, hey, man, we got to do something about this. We love Harden. He's our brother.
You saying they're going to let him go in the middle?
This ain't working. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the end of the Harden story. Remember, I said that. On that note, it's time for us to wrap up, get up out of here. Another edition of I Hate the Homies podcast, episode number 77. Rock Teasy is who I be.
It's your boy Griff, a diehard Michigan fan, and the Dolphins will go down. And I hate the homies.
And it's your boy Super Dave. The Cowboys had over 600 yards total offense against the Giants. It's amazing. But do that same thing against the Philadelphia Eagles and the 49ers, and then you will impress me. But guess what, y'all?
We don't care. Go blue.
Deuces.
I hate the homies.